What is going on, you guys? Steve with the video for you today. So today we're going to be doing a PC video. And it feels great to start getting into a rhythm here on YouTube in general. Watching videos and putting out content and replying to comments. I know the past year I've been super wishy-washy on just the whole process, but that's just what life kind of threw at me. But yeah, everything seems like it's starting to kind of settle down more and calm down. Secondly, I want to say I appreciate everybody that watches the Randy Hudley player spotlight video. I know those player spotlight videos are not the most desired for some people to watch, but for me, it's very important to share those kind of players and the sports and baseball history in general. This is where I think, it's no offense against the YouTube community, but I feel like the YouTube community really strikes out on getting in depth on players outside of the Mantles and the Mays and the Aarons, those elite kind of players, and the Babe Ruths, whatever. But there's a lot of forgotten players and fan favorites throughout history that just kind of get thrown to the side. And I know that's a natural process, but I really enjoy bringing those kind of players back up. And the Randy Hundley video is a fun one to do, so appreciate everybody that tuned in and watches and supports those player spotlight videos and all my videos in general. But enough of that, let's get into the cards here. Here we got 2001 Top Stadium Club Mark McGwire. Now this is a PSA DNA certified autograph. Right there you can see his autograph down the middle of the card, the bottom. It's in blue, so a little bit of it's hard to see, but beautiful looking signature, and you don't really see a lot of Mark McGwire autographs out there. A little bit about Mark McGwire: he had 1,626 hits, 1,167 runs, 583 home runs, and a .263 career batting average. Man, just monster stats when it comes to those home runs and runs scored. I can point out the obvious elephant in the room here, with his steroids controversy and all that kind of stuff, but let's just talk about the good stuff that he did in baseball. So yeah, there is his autograph. Let's go on to a really cool card here. That's this one you just don't really see either. This is the 1982 Glacier Pilots team card of Mark McGwire. So what this is this was like the Glacier Pilots are a private amateur team based out of Anchorage, Alaska. More or less, it's for kids that are getting out of high school and going to college, or getting out of college and waiting for the Major League Baseball time, more or less. And this is a really cool looking card, and a lot of people connect the 1985 Topps as his rookie card. So I'd say more or less this is like a pre-rookie card, and a really neat looking card of McGwire. And there is his autograph to go with it. Let's start steamrolling along here. I'll speed this up. Here's the 1952 Bowman card of Carl Erskine. Erskine, a Dodgers legend, 122 career wins, and this is his second-year card. Beautiful background and whatnot on this Erskine. Just recently passed away a year or two ago. Get that glare out of there. Here is the 1952 Topps Richie Ashburn card. Part of that famous 1952 Topps set. I'm usually not a portrait kind of guy, but I don't know, they did really well with this Richie Ashburn, in my opinion. And Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, inducted in 1995, and great looking 52 Topps. Here we got Dick Groat. So here's the 1960 Topps card of his, and Groat, a one-time National League MVP, and overall very good stats. And you'd be kind of surprised when you dig deep into his numbers. I'm surprised he doesn't get more of a Hall of Fame type look, but nice looking 60 Groat. Chugging right along to the 1969 Topps Hank Aaron card. You know, Hank Aaron, what else can you say about Hank Aaron? One of the greatest to ever play the game, and nice looking 69 in my opinion. Love that Indian logo on his sleeve and classic pose of Aaron. Here is the bad glare. I'll adjust that there. Here's the 1972 Topps card of Jim Palmer. You know, it's I love the spring training images on cards, and this is one of the better ones for me. And the Orioles logo up there on his hat just really enhances this card. And neat looking card of Jim Palmer, Hall of Fame pitcher. Moving right along to, here is the 1973 Topps card of Glenn Beckert. Now with this, man, just looking back, and looks like in the stands or something, and you know, the Wrigley Field in the background with the ivy wall, and I don't know, really enjoyed this card, and did a player spotlight on Glenn Beckert a few years ago, and just kind of digging a little deeper into the cards instead of doing that quick rapid fire that I do sometimes. So there's the 73 Beckert. Here we got the 1984 Fleer update card of Kirby Puckett. Now this card, man, super tough 80s card to get. Probably, honestly, the hardest 80s card to get out of base type process. And, you know, I got this card a few years before COVID, and it was way cheaper back then what it is now, man. This price is getting out of control. I could get it for, I think I got this for maybe $50. I don't really like to say price, but now, you know, in this grade, you don't really see it under $200, I bet. So yeah, beautiful looking Puckett rookie card. Here is the 1986 Topps card of Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith. You know, to me, 1986 Topps it's aging like fine wine, man, and the more I see him, the more I, you know, respect the design and images and whatnot on the 86 Topps. There is Ozzie Smith. Here is the 1989 Donruss MVP card of Will Clark. Now this was like a subset of just the standard, you know, the standard base run, you want to say. It's got that BC 22 back there. So yeah, neat looking Will Clark. One of my favorite players that wasn't a Cub in the 90s, but I say that about a lot of players, you know, like this guy. This is the 1997 Pacific Fireworks insert of Tony Gwynn. Now I know I've said this a lot as well, but man, you know, this is what the 90s was all about. All this fun, colorful, different, unique stuff, and kind of a tough card to come by for Tony Gwynn. And, you know, growing up in the 90s, this is what it was all about for me as a teenager, you know. So yeah, neat looking Tony Gwynn. Here is the 1998 Fleer Metal Nomar Garcia Parra. Really neat looking card with the Boston landscape in the background, and, you know, the water. Metals had such a unique design back then, and really love that card. Like Nomar too. Here is the 2001 Topps Heritage of Frank Thomas. You know, Frank Thomas, one of the greatest power hitters to ever play the game, and big White Sox fan, so, or fan favorite. Say I'm not a White Sox fan, but he was a fan favorite. So yeah, there is the Heritage Frank Thomas. Here we got, we're going to say in 2001, the 2001 Fleer Platinum Grandstand Greats of Todd Helton. Beautiful looking card of Helton, and a Hall of Fame inductee in 2024. First Rocky, I believe, to get into the Hall of Fame. Here we got, this is the 2013 Mike Trout. So this is like an SP image, short print image variation. Wearing the sunglasses, and neat looking card, and don't see this one too much on the Trout fan base channels. I think Trout's kind of at the twilight of his career, honestly. And here we got the 2023 Tops. This is got the Japan flag up there. Just kind of a base. Base card of Bryce Harper. Pretty inexpensive, but neat card. And over here we got the 2022 Tops. So this is kind of confusing. This is the Japan edition. Cherry border. See, there's like a cherry tree border. And this is only one of 1,000 printed off. So that's kind of a neat looking card of Bryce Harper. Get it up there a little higher. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. We're already 10 minutes into this. Take care and stay safe, everybody. Thanks again.